What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. My name is Chris Drummond. I'm a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here. Also proprietor of this podcast where I like to bring individuals on to talk about their why into their profession and also get to know them outside of their occupation. I have a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. Her name is Erika Fernandez. She has the Curls and Sports podcast that you guys can catch on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, same way that you can catch my podcast on the YouTube channel, I should say. She's a sports journalist who is heavy into sports. So we're going to talk to her about her why, of why she got into sports journalism, really break bread with her, get to know her a little bit, talk to her about some upcoming things like the NBA season, talk about her Mets being in the playoffs, talk about NFL going on right now. So we got a lot of different things to talk about. We're going to play an interactive game as well. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the talented, the beautiful Erika Fernandez. Hello, hello. What we doing? How we doing? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? No? Okay. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Can you hear me good?
I hear you good. Yes. Hello. How we doing?
Good. It's funny we're both wearing baseball stuff.
I see that. Look at you, Queens, Mets all day. I see it. Okay. Okay. I love it. I respect it. I respect it.
Thank you.
No doubt. So first of all, I want to say thank you and welcome you to my Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. How's your week been going so far?
It's been going pretty good. Can't complain too much.
I love that. I love that. Congratulations, by the way, for the new
Thank
baby.
you. Thank
No
you.
doubt.
I
No
appreciate that.
doubt. I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here before I start peppering you with all type of questions. Um, so I do sports journalism out here in Minnesota now. I'm a
Okay.
freelancer, so I cover high school, college, and occasionally I'll cover a pro game every now and then. But I did work with a publication here for about a year and a half, and I also did some publication stuff prior to me coming to Minnesota for Atlanta. So sports journalism is what I do. I love connecting with other journalists. Obviously, you are also a journalist yourself. You heavy into sports as well and entertainment as well. So it was a no-brainer for me to reach out to you and be able to talk with you and learn about your journey. I know you work with the sport news. I know you work with the zone before as well. Absolutely. So I definitely know. Actually have a homegirl over there that still works with the zone. Her name is Marissa Bruno. I don't know if you know her.
Wow. No, it doesn't really ring a bell. Probably she's a newbie.
Yeah, she been there for. She works on like the boxing side, like the social media side.
Oh no, I was already unfortunately gone by then because I started in 2018 and layoffs hit right before the pandemic.
Got you. Say less. Okay, I feel you on that. So yeah, she's still over there doing her thing. I know you've been doing your thing. So we're gonna get into a lot of different topics. We're definitely
Nice.
gonna talk about your Mets. We're definitely gonna talk some NFL. We're definitely gonna talk some NBA. But we're gonna also talk about your journey as well. So the first question, Erika, like I always do on my podcast, I ask it the same question all the time. What is your why? What is your why of doing what you do? Did you have any role models, inspirations growing up? What is your why of getting into sports journalism?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's not enough Latin voices in the field and even Black voices as well. So looking in these press rooms, like I can't tell you the amount of times that I'm just like, damn, there's really no representation in these rooms. And there was this one moment that I was invited to a diversity and inclusion, one of those events at City Field. And I'm a few blocks away from City Field. Like City Field is not too far away from me,
Okay.
and it was really cool to be a part of that event. And then the one of the chairmen at the time, or officers, I forgot what her title was, she told me, hey, if you want some time with Robert Manfred, he's available. And I was like, duh, like of course. But I'm
Right,
telling you,
right.
it was just me and four white reporters that were older at that, and I'm just like there's no representation at all in that room. And it's very discouraging. It could be intimidating as hell too. And I remember at that moment I was like, Erika, find your voice. And I physically wasn't able to talk. And I was like, I got to come up with something because I'm not walking out of this room empty handed. Kind of like
Right.
that Denzel Washington meme. I'm walking out of here with something, you know? So, so I was like,
I remember that. I remember that. Go ahead.
I was like, I have to make sure. So my why is, like representation, like our voices aren't being represented at all. And when it comes, baseball is my first love. Baseball is my favorite sport of all. And more than what is, I think percentage wise, more than 30% of the players are Latin and Afro Latin as well. They identify with being black. And how do I have more in common with the players than the front offices themselves? And that's where it's disappointing. So I'm hoping for some change. Some commercials here and there like have a sprinkles of change, but it's still like the front office isn't to change. We're still not seeing our faces in these front offices at all. So that's mainly my first why. And then of course, like I've always been a sports fan, and the fact that I've been able to make a living out of this still blows my mind a little bit, if I'm honest with you.
No, no question. And I love that. I have the same kind of feeling, the same kind of why. I mean, I like to be an advocate for the
Exactly.
community, sorry, and a pillar for the community as well. But when you go to some of these state championships and section championships that I've been able to cover for these different high schools, and you see that I'm the only black one there, and you
Yep.
see that there's not. I mean, we don't even see like a variety of ethnicity, Asian, Hispanic, any kind of ethnic
Mm-hmm.
background there at a lot of these events. We definitely don't see women. It's mainly men,
That's another
right?
part too.
And
Exactly.
and that to me was kind of like wow. My first time covering the state basketball championship, Erica, I was like, okay, I'm going to the University of Minnesota. I'm happy. I've read some of these cats articles,
Mm-hmm.
before I went up there. So I'm like, this is cool. This is what's up. But then when I get there, I see a lot of Caucasian men. I don't see any Caucasian women. I don't see any ethnic women. I don't see any ethnic brothers. And we definitely got to get more representation in the room.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
discouraging.
it is. It's very discouraging. And that's why I like to tell all the young kids out there that be playing, the high schoolers, colleges, like, try everything, but also understand that, especially with our ethnicity and our background, there's not a lot of us out there. You have your voice be heard, not just for the men, especially for the young boys, but young ladies too. You can have your voice be heard. If you want to do this, you can do this. Don't think like just because you don't see us, we can't do it, because there's people out there that can do it and will do it, and we're doing it because we want the next generation behind us to come up
Mhm.
and do it as well. No question.
Exactly.
You went to Fordham University.
I did.
Yes, indeed. So I want to know, were there any other universities out there or schools that could have persuaded you from going to Fordham?
Well, I got into Florida because of affirmative action, so I'm really appreciative because that
Mm,
they gave me a good scholarship fund, and I'm sorry, a good what's the word that I'm looking for? A good package. So
okay.
there was no way I was gonna say no to that. Like when I graduated, I didn't owe a lot, and thankfully I could say I don't. I paid off my student loans, but that's the main reason I went to Fordham because of the student loan. I'm sorry, the financial aid package.
Financial
But
aid package.
I
Okay.
was interested in St. John's. St. John's is a little bit of a trip for me. It's not too far, it's still in Queens, but the financial aid package wasn't adding up. And I was like, nah. And I remember at the time, this is probably going to age me a bit. They were persuading students to go to St. John's and giving them free laptops.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I feel you on that. No, I'm only smiling because I don't know about you, but it's been a while since I've been in high school. Like I'm in my 30s now, so I don't know about you, but yeah, I definitely remember that when you talk about free laptops. I remember that. Remember them days. No doubt. Okay, I feel you on that. Let me ask you this question because, and this is a little bit off topic because I'm gonna get to some favorite questions, but so
Yeah, for sure.
the first time I ever went to New York City was on a mega bus. You know about the mega bus?
The first time I ever took a megabus was on a trip down to DC. So
Okay,
it
so you
was a
already
trip.
know.
It was interesting because I was like, what is this? But okay,
Right,
it's cheap. Why are we not gonna get on it?
right. It was listen, first of all, some crazy shit going on. It is what it is. It was crazy as hell. I took a mega bus out there because I have family out in New York City, Brooklyn, to be accurate.
Hmm.
And when I got off, there was a dude, it was like offering me street meat. and I was like,
Oh,
"What the hell?"
yeah.
I'm like, "What the hell is street meat?" I'm
Oh,
coming
that's
from Atlanta, Georgia,
uh-huh.
at the time, because that's where I graduated college at, Atlanta, Georgia. Like, I
Okay.
don't know nothing about no damn street meat, and this dude was like, "Yo, I can give you some street meat with something to drink." I was like, "Bruh, if you say that kind of shit to me one more time, I don't understand what street meat means. I don't want none of your
Like,
meat."
I'll knock you out. Just letting you know right now.
You know what I'm saying? So I set this up because I still haven't had street meat because I didn't try any of it. Should I ever try it when I go back there again?
1,000%. There is, especially in Queens alone, there's so much street vendors, and also the city too. Like the halal guys is great, but in Queens, in
Mm,
my opinion, it's like there's always like a little bit of a melting pot. You can find everything on one block. You can find Thai, Chinese food, Japanese food, Greek, Dominican, maybe a Puerto Rican spot on the same block. And it's just Queens is like that. Queens, I think it's called like the world's borough, if I'm not mistaken, because of so
okay.
many cultures and ethnicities that are here. But like in my opinion, could you tell where the person was from? Or like
Nah.
did he sound like European or Middle Eastern?
He definitely sounds European. European.
So what I'm assuming is that might have been the Slovaki sticks. Those are Greek. And oh man, I just had one the other day too. That's was funny. There's a Slovaki truck not too far away from me. It's in
Okay.
walking distance, and it's like basically like what is it? Shish kebabs, I believe. But for Greeks,
Okay.
it's called Slovaki sticks. Yeah, and they serve them with like something called a tzatziki sauce, where it's like yogurt based. There's cucumbers in them. I only know about this because my sister-in-law is Greek. Other than that, there's no way I would know any of this. But
I
I
feel you. Give me the 411 for real, Erica. Straight up.
mhm.
So okay, so I got off and it said 34th and 11th and 12th. That's where I got off. And I was like, 30, why is
Like
there so many numbers?
yeah,
Like I
the
don't
Javits Center. Yes, I don't know why it's all the way down there. It's in convenient location.
right, like it, but it was so many numbers. Like, why was it 34 and 11 and 12? Why can't it just be one number? That's what I was saying to myself.
What I assume is because the Lincoln Tunnel's right there. That's what I assume is the easiest for them to leave. But it is an inconvenience if you're trying to get down there, like on public transportation or walking, because these city
Sure.
blocks are humongous. Like
God.
you'll get your workout and your steps in.
Okay. Well, when I come back to New York City, I'm gonna hit you up for some recommendations. Okay,
Oh,
no
I
doubt.
got you. I got
Okay,
you.
say less. Say less. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna ask you some favorite questions. Okay,
Of
you
course,
give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Are you with me?
I'm down.
All right, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Uh, Damn. I would say, I mean, it's a dish in Spanish that I like to cook would be pollo empanizado. It's basically like breaded chicken with rice and beans and maybe some plantains. Either
Yeah,
the
mm, you got my mouth watering over here. You talking about some breaded chicken, white rice, plantains too? Ooh,
yeah, and black. I love black beans. My favorite. Black beans. Oh man.
okay. I'm with you on that. Okay, I got you. Okay, favorite concert you've ever attended?
Favorite concert has to be there was this New Year's Eve Nas concert that Nas had at the Radio City Music Hall. But I don't remember if it was New Year's 2011 to 2012 or 2012 into 2013, but it was amazing. I was there with one of my high school friends, and it was the first time that I decided I'm like, oh, this is really different. It's a concert on New Year's Eve, F it, let's do it. Like, why not? And it was such a dope experience. And it was right at the time that Nas launched his Life is Good album, so I was able to hear that album live also along with his other classics that he has.
Got you. I feel you on that. Mine would be the Watch the Throne tour. The one because the Watch the Throne tour at the time, Jay and Kanye came down to Atlanta, but they also had Jeezy and they had Trey Songz with them
Really?
on the undercard. Yeah, it was a while ago.
In the car. That's so dope. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was a while ago.
It
But
took me a while to listen to Watch the Throne, if I'm honest with you. I'm not the biggest Jay-Z fan. So
I well, yeah. When you said Nas, I was like, yeah, I'm not asking no Jay Z questions, Joe.
I do like the Blueprint too. I listen to regularly. That is my favorite Jay-Z album. And I didn't realize how many of those songs I had on my phone. And I was like, wow, I have this whole album on my phone unknowingly. But I'm not
Okay.
I can't say I'm a crazy fan about Watch the Throne. Like it took me years. I didn't listen to Watch the Throne for a while.
Wow.
Or even
Okay. I'm gonna.
I haven't listened to 444 yet. It's I feel like
Nah.
people just jump on Jay-Z too fast. And I'm like, ugh, there's whatever.
Well, Blueprint
Nas,
One and Black Album to me is the best of Jay
yeah,
Z.
the Black Album was great.
Yes, and Nas's Illmatic,
Oh
classic.
yeah, it's in the what is it? The Supreme Court, I think it's one of those things. I forgot what it was written into. I forgot the term, but I know it's
Right.
written like Congress law. I forgot what the term exactly is, but it's somewhere down in
I
DC.
feel, I feel you on that. Okay. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh. I want to say Iceland. It was
Okay.
it was brick, and I was well, my husband at the my husband and we weren't engaged yet or married or anything, and it was like we were literally looking at a map. He bought me, I'm obsessed with maps, and he bought me a world map, and I had it above my bed. And I'm like, we should do a trip. I'm like, we haven't done anything. I think we should go somewhere. And he's like, all right. I was like, all right, let me close my eyes. And I literally went like this. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm pointing at, but I'm pointing somewhere. And he was just like, all right, let me follow your finger. And he's like, okay, I guess we're going to Iceland. Um, it
Mm.
was it was interesting because when I'm telling you that he stood out like a sore thumb because he identifies as Afro Caribbean. So he's proud, loud and proud to be black. He's like, yo, people keep staring at me. I'm like, you got to realize that this island barely has 350,000 people. I'm like, and I'm like, you're a black man. I'm like, you're standing out like a sore thumb. And he couldn't stop laughing about it. And but the scenic, oh, it was absolutely beautiful. The people were really friendly, but it's an expensive place because everything is imported. Like when we
Yep.
got there, I'll never forget. And this is probably one of the last times I've had KFC, but we were starving and we're like, what is open? And everything we discovered that a lot of things are closed early. But we discovered that a KFC is open. Popcorn chicken for two. Just give me a number. How much do you think that we paid for the two of us?
I'm gonna say 45.
You are actually one of the closest people ever. Whenever I tell the story, we paid $55 for jumbo for for two orders of popcorn chicken with French fries
Damn.
and a drink. Expensive,
I,
expensive.
I mean, if you paying for popcorn chicken like that, they better feed me for the rest of the damn trip. I'm just saying.
Exactly. That better be a big ass amount to the point that this lasts me for the next day. But no, we were like, wow, we just spent $55 on KFC. Back in New York, it's $5. But anyway, but it was
Well,
such a beautiful trip, very scenic. Like I would love to go back in the springtime. But we went in December, and I don't regret it. But it was really cold. Like we landed and it was a blizzard, and I'm like, oh my god, we are really here. Okay, let's do this.
well, well. Shout out to your husband for embarking on that trip with you for sure. Because hell to the no, we are not going to Iceland in December. That's for sure. You
No,
better move. You better
yeah.
move your finger somewhere else. That's what I would have said. I would have moved your finger to somewhere else now.
What's funny is that we were like, okay, and when I'm telling you, getting there physically was affordable, no issues. The hotel, the flight was fine, but the weather itself, like he had to
Oh,
go. He got some steep tech stuff, like a heavy duty coat. I remember it was the entire time I wore my Tims there when we were there for a few days. I was like, oh my. When I came back to New York, I was like, I don't even want to see my Tims. Like, put them away. Can I get
you
something? Can
know,
I get some of the footwear?
I feel that. And before I get to the next favorite, one of your videos that I saw on Instagram, you had like the black, red, and white. I thought they looked like Jordans. I was like, damn, those look fly. No, those look fly. Like it was a black, red, and white Nikes shoes that you had. You were sitting in a chair, you was talking to somebody.
Oh
I was
yeah,
like, damn,
those are the ones. Yeah, yeah,
are those the ones?
yeah. Those are the Jordan ones. Yep.
Okay, got you, got you. I was like, okay. I mean, I wear size 12, 13. So I can't seem to find shoes all that great because of my big
No,
feet.
no, man, it's so rare. And mind you, for me, I have the opposite problem. I have small feet. So sometimes I bounce between a size 3 or 3.5. But it's annoying because lately I've been getting 3.5s. And sometimes with certain launches, they don't make them under size 7. So I'm here like, what the hell? Like I remember the black and purple Barclays that came out a few months back. I
Yeah.
wanted them so bad. They came out in high school. I never forget. I had the red and black ones, but the purple and black ones were not in my size. Were out in my size, but they were sold out then. And this time around, I was like, wow, they're only making them until size 7. I was like, that's messed up. I was
Now,
really upset.
hold on. Now you wear kids shoes, right?
Basically, yeah, kid shoes.
Yeah, yeah. I used to be a shoe salesman, so I know for a fact that you can obviously for women they could wear if you wear 8.5 in the women, you can wear a 7 in kids. So that's the main thing that you can do. Like you can go all the way up to 8.5 in women, and then that can be equated to 7 kids.
Yeah, no, it's too small. That's too big for me.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Hmm.
got you.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Now you said this already, but I'm gonna ask it anyway as a sport
Yeah.
person. Favorite sport that you like to watch on TV, and then favorite sport you like to attend in person. Could be the same sport.
Oh, for sure. I love to attend. I'm sorry. I love to watch baseball games for sure. It's my favorite sport. But in person, I like to watch NBA games or actually basketball games because WNBA games are amazing as well in person. Because I
Okay.
have access to them. So yeah, basketball in person, baseball at home.
I like that. Now, favorite restaurant you like to eat at? Because, like I said, I definitely plan on coming out there in New York, especially around my birthday time, which is in February, because my Lakers are going to be playing the Knicks. So I'm
Ooh,
definitely going to be coming out there around my birthday time. So I need a good restaurant out there in the city.
oh man, in the city, I feel like there's so many options. We have to come back to that. There's too
Okay.
many to name.
Okay.
Nothing
And
chain for sure. No chain restaurants for sure.
okay, cool. I ain't with that. And not to shit on the mom or pop spots. I like mom and pop spots too. Now I
Exactly.
do, but my second time in New York City, birthday weekend, and the first time I went there, I went to the Sugar Shack. Just want to let you know that's overrated. Sugar Shack is
Okay,
overrated.
good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I'm. Mm-mm. Don't even bother going. It's just it ain't what it is. But any kind of other spot that's a nice spot in the city, definitely let me know. So
Okay, I got you.
I want to ask.
Ooh, I'm sorry to cut you off. A good friend of mine, she's doing like foodie stuff on Instagram. I'll
Mm-hmm.
send you her profile because she's been posting a lot of good spots in the city for about 2 years now. She's embarked on this, so I'll share it with her. I'll share her profile with you.
Please do. I definitely would like to get acquainted. I can use all the friends I can possibly get. So that's amazing. I appreciate it. Okay. With that being said, let's do the day to day. Now, obviously, I know you worked at certain spots and you journal freelance, right? Are you freelance right now?
Technically freelancing right now, unfortunately, due to layoffs at Sporting News, but it is what it is. The market is fluctuating a lot, and just hoping for the best at this point.
Absolutely. So I'm a
Hmm.
freelancer as well. Because I was working at a publication, I decided to step away because I wanted to do more professional sports as well. Because they had me doing a lot of high school and college, which I don't mind, but we only have one college here, and we have it's a very small town.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to be able to do more professional sports, ESPN kind of things and stuff like that. But talk to me about your day to day process let's say you get an assignment, say it's like a basketball assignment that you get that you're going to cover a game, it's at 7 o'clock. Talk to me about the process of getting ready to be able to cover that game.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it kind of starts at the beginning of the season too, so you're paying attention to what's going on in preseason. How they've been doing against what teams, any special anniversaries that are coming up. Is there a newcomer? Is there a crazy trade that went down? Kind of like with the Knicks with Cat being traded, and then
Yeah,
obviously Nasheshko and Julius Randle leaving the team. So stuff like that. I feel like I would pay attention to the news and also kind of see what people are talking about on Twitter because everyone, no matter what, even though Elon Musk ruined the app or ruin the platform rather, people are still going there for real time news. Like that's still what it is right now. And stuff, trending stuff starts there and then it eventually goes out into other fields. Unless it's TikTok. TikTok is still its own little different beast.
you ain't
Um,
lying.
yeah, I would say that's how I start off there. And then I try to see like what some writers are working on. So I go and see like, oh, let me see what the Daily News wrote. So just in case I'm not writing exactly what they wrote the day before, or if they're actively doing something like that, because then it's like, what's the difference between that story and mine? It just sounds exactly the same.
Sure.
But I feel like that's kind of like my creative process.
Okay, I like that. No, I actually do like that. I never even thought about it like that to go check out different writers and see what they writing like that. Because normally you're so focused on what you're doing and how you can get the best story out. But it's pretty key right there. Let's talk about your mental health and work life balance, right? You already mentioned it. You're a mother, you're a wife, you got kids, but you're also doing freelance kind of
Yeah.
work. And even when you was working on a consistent basis,
Hmm.
we know that sports is nights and weekends, right? Every weekend, pretty much sports going on, nights is going on, late nights. It's not a conventional schedule, Erica, where we do 8 to 4, 9 to 5, and we clock out, right? That ain't what we do. We love what we do, but it's just not conventional. So talk to me about how you keep your mental health strong, but also still have that work life balance to be able to be like, okay, you know what? I love what I do, but I also got to see my babies, my husband, my family, my kids, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like you're actively figuring it out as you go. I think like you're always gonna make tweaks. There's always adjustments to be made along the way, right? So for example, like there's a couple of events in the past right before the pandemic that um like I remember I was working at the zone at the time and it was a fight in MSG. And then a friend of mine's baby shower was that same night. I
Hmm.
literally took a cab from MSG all the way to the baby shower and it was somewhere I forgot where it was, but it was pretty far out from the city, going from the city back to Queens. But like where there's a will, there's a way. So if you say you're gonna commit and go, you're gonna you're gonna try to show face somehow. But then I was like, sometimes like you really can't split yourself into four. You kind of just have to say, process of elimination. Is this event that important? As mean as it sounds, yes, it is. But is it going to cost you a lot of stress from finishing work to then go over there? Like, if we're
Yep.
talking boxing and MSG, that means that the fight and stuff was over at around 12:15, and here I am
Right.
getting into a cab to go to a baby shower at around that time. But with Latin baby showers, it's usually a party, so there's a
I'm
lot of
about to
drinking.
say. You
Yeah,
said 12:15, girl. I was like,
exactly.
damn.
Exactly. So I'll never forget. I got to the fight. I'm sorry. I left the fight. I think I got to the baby shower like maybe 12:30, 12:35. I was there for about a solid hour because I think the shower was going on till 2 a.m. But at least I went and showed face. But I was talking with my husband at the not at the time, my husband, and I was like, "Damn!" I'm like, "I'm doing the most." He's like, "I think you're gonna have to start like I can't make it
Prioritize.
exactly prioritize." Thank you. So it's really hard because now as a mother, I'm trying to make sure like I'm not missing these key moments. But my daughter, my oldest, she's 3, and she catches me on the laptop for too long. She literally taps me on the thigh and she goes, "Can I come up?" Like we speak Spanish to her. So she goes, "Hello, like, can I sit up with you?" And then she sits on me, and I'm like, "Wow!" Like even she's feeling it that I've been on the laptop for too long. Like, hey, pay attention to me. And now with
Right.
born in the picture, I'm like, holy hell, like how am I gonna be able to do this? But like you said, you still want to be able to, chase your passion, inspire these littles as well, because if you're not chasing your dream, then how can you tell them to chase theirs?
Right. Right. Absolutely. No, I love that answer. I want to know as far as if someone were to come up to you, right? Maybe a friend or maybe somebody that graduated from college recently, or maybe somebody that might be a little seasoned like us. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Right. Talk to me about what kind of advice would you give that individual about entering the sports journalism, but also if it was a woman, what kind of advice would you give them as far as being a wife and a mom entering the sports journalism field?
Yeah. Well, the first part of your question, I would say I think that we go into this field and we forget that it means nights. So prepare to say no to a lot of events. And like you said, prioritize. Which event is can you miss this wedding? Is it okay if you miss it? Cool. Do you want to go to it? Whatever it is. And then to a woman and who's a mom and a wife as well, man, there's gonna be some moments where you're gonna be left with some guilt. But it's moments where is it that big of a deal? Can you move on from it? If you can't, then maybe it's time to sit there and analyze, is this where you even want to be at anymore? Because your priorities change when kids come into the photo. For some people it does, for others it doesn't, and to each their own. We can't just sit here and judge because we're all sinning differently anyway. But
Sure.
I feel like that's something that, especially like me right now on the job hunt, all the jobs that I'm applying to, majority of them are hybrid. Sporting news looks exclusively remote. So I'm like, damn, like this is my dilemma where I feel like I'm cutting time short with my newborn if I were to hopefully fingers crossed get an opportunity because I was exclusively at home with sporting news. So I gave my firstborn 3 years of me exclusively at home, and now
Yeah.
she started a school program in New York City that's called 3K, and it's for
Wow.
all 3-year-olds. It's free. So I was like, okay, I know she's gonna go to this. God willing, she gets in. And it was tough. It's a lottery program. I know a few people that didn't get in, and they had to wait for opportunities to open.
Sure.
So that's where our mindset was. She's going to go to 3K. Let me find something for at least 3 years. So I do thank Sporting News in that aspect that I was able to make it a 2 years and change because she just started in September. But now this one, in the next couple years, should we go to school? I don't want to rush that process also, but I'm like, I don't want to lose myself in motherhood. So that's something else I would tell that mother. Like learn how to pick and choose, prioritize, and also rely on your village because people your
Mm,
life doesn't
I
stop
like
just
that.
because you're a mom, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that some people, that's all they are. And my mom is definitely one of those that she's very much, I'm a mother first, my kids come first. And I'm like, your kids left the nest, you're an empty nester. What do you do now? So that's something that's an identity that my mom and my dad had to relearn. More my mom than my dad. My dad was ready for us to leave. He's like, when are you going? And I literally left 2 months before I turned 30. I was the last one. So he's now like using my old room as a workout space. The other room he goes to sleep. And I'm like, what are you using all these three bedrooms for? But whatever, you can't tell him what to do. But that's what I would tell
Right.
them.
No, that's some damn good advice. It really is. It's a question worth asking, Erica, because I go back to the mental health and the work life balance. Like we never 100% figure that shit out. We really
No,
don't.
we're not.
It's always going to be a revolving kind of door with that
Hmm.
because we're never going to 100% have it figured out. I don't have it 100% figured out. I love what I do. Now I
Hmm.
am a bachelor. I am single. It does make things easier when you have to worry only about yourself, but
Hmm.
everybody has different kind of things that are priorities that they have to prioritize, right? So, but it's also one of those things where when you're talking about advice, there's an A side and a B side. The A side is what we just talked about, covering stuff, being an advocate, being a pillar for the community, doing what we love to do, going to sports. It's never the same job every single day. I cannot see myself at a desk job. I just can't. I mean, I would lose my freaking mind. I just want to. I love doing different stuff every single day. But there's
Hmm.
also a B side. And the B side is, like you said, are you comfortable missing weddings? Are you comfortable missing graduations? Are you comfortable not being with your family on holidays? Are you comfortable moving to a spot that's kind of out in the boonies a little bit, that you are not close to anybody because you're trying to chase your dream? These are the sacrifices that you got to see, and that you got to be okay with. Now, talking to you for a little bit, you seem like, I don't know if you seem much like a waffler. You seem like you pretty decisive on most decisions that you make because you just know what you got to do. Now, I might be wrong. Don't get me wrong, but just talking to you, you seem like that kind of person.
No.
Am I reading you right?
Hmm.
Okay. So my thing is to, for people that will eventually watch this, be decisive in whatever decision that you make.
Yeah.
Understand that sacrifices have to be made, not just in journalism, but in any occupation that you have or choose desire, and be comfortable with that. And great advice from Erica about mothers, and future mothers, I should say, and future wives. It's not easy to do, but it is doable. And
Exactly.
every situation is different. But if that's what you want to do, going back to what you said, you're going to make time and effort to do that.
Hmm. 1000%, I agree.
Absolutely. So we're at the point now where I want to talk a little bit of Mets baseball. They got their pretty much the first game pretty much got taken from them pretty much. So I would say no. They won the first game and lost the second. The second game got taken from them pretty much because I
Hmm.
thought they was going to go up 2-0.
Me
Now,
too. I would have loved to coming into Queens.
uh,
Man.
now, now, mind you, Wheeler for the Phillies pitched a hell of a game, and the Mets still found a way to beat them in game one. Now, it was miraculous that the Mets made it to the NLDS because if anybody saw game three of the wild card series, the Mets
Yeah.
were dead in the water. They were dead in the water until Alonso hit that 3-run home run. Tell
That
me
was,
how you thought when he hit that home run. Was you watching the game?
I'm almost positive I manifested it. I was literally sitting there. I was like, come on, home run. Give me a 3-run home run. I was literally bopping back and forth. I was like, please, 3-run home run. And I definitely woke the baby up with screaming and yelling. I was like, nah, like there's no way.
That was crazy. That was a crazy. I could not believe what I was watching. I said, "Oh
Hmm.
my lord!" He hit the ball, and when he got the hopping, I was like, "This ball about to be gone. They about to eliminate this team," and they did. Talk to me about what you think the Mets should do in games three and four, so they don't let this series go back to Philadelphia. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Erica. If this
Hmm.
series go back to Philadelphia, I don't see the Mets winning Game Five.
Mm. I feel like I feel like right now it's funny because like the first few innings are their luck isn't really there, and you were kind of seeing it across the board. They kind of have been late game scorers, late inning scorers. Sorry. So I feel like there's a way to figure out this pitching. Like the Phillies are strong, even though I can't stand anything Philly. I'm not a fan. But I can't. Like, I literally have a shirt that says, can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I have a shirt that says "fuck Philly," but it's spelled Phuck, and it's in Mets colors. It's my one of my favorite. It's the best $15 I spent.
I bet it is. I bet.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
but that's one thing. Pitching, offense, we have to step up, man. Like there's too many men on base that we leave. It's infuriating when you saw it. Like that's something that actually came back to bite them in the ass. They left runners on first and second, and even second on third, and I'm like, oh man, they can't just figure out like a quick line single up the middle. But no, it doesn't work out that way. For the Mets,
I,
things are hard.
sure. No, no, you're absolutely right. I think this is the styles of fights. And coming into this series, I remember telling somebody the way that Philadelphia is probably going to win this series is they got to get the run up. They have to score the runs because the better lineup is Philadelphia's. Philadelphia has a better lineup than the Mets.
I agree.
But the Mets coming into the series, excuse me, had beat them the last 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah,
And
it
they
was
just
literally
play.
2 weeks ago. They just had 2 weeks the last weekend of September. They just had a
That's
series.
right.
Hmm.
That's right. So I was telling people the Mets have the Phillies number a little bit right now because recently they've beaten them 4 out of 5 times. And going into game 2, if Castellanos doesn't get that clutch hit, we might be looking at a 2-0 series with the Mets going back
Yeah,
home, Philly Field.
I was so
Now,
infuriated, but whatever.
I,
They got to
I
win one.
definitely think the Mets have got to be able to keep the Phillies bats at bay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they're going to do that with the explosive lineup that they have because they do have an explosive lineup. I mean,
Mhm.
anytime you have Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Baum, Marsh, I mean, they just got a lot of people that can hit the ball out of the park. So
Yeah.
my prediction is that, mm, man, I think Mets get game 3. Oh boy, I'm going to be honest with you, Erica. I think Philly wins in 5.
You think? But yeah,
I do,
I
because
actually, I think the Mets win it in 5, in my opinion.
you think the Mets are going to go back to Philadelphia and win it?
Yeah, I think so. I could see them doing that just to spoil their Red October.
You know what? Okay, that would be interesting. And mind you, I would definitely talk to you if that happens on Game 5. We would definitely rock with each other on that for sure. Okay, I got to ask you: are you Knicks or Nets?
Neither. I'm a Spurs fan.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now that's a
But
surprise right
I
there.
do support the New York teams if they go to the playoffs. Like I'm not a Knicks hater. Because if anything, I hate
Okay.
the Lakers. They're Spurs Lakers. There's always been that rivalry.
Oh my guys, girl, that's my team. My team is the Lakers, and the reason obviously you see the San Diego hat on. This is where I grew up. I grew up in San Diego.
Ah,
Which I do think and believe that San Diego will close the Dodgers out
I hope
uh,
so.
at
Fuck the Dodgers.
Petco Park.
I hate the Dodgers.
Well, listen, and that's what we both share that. We both share that.
There's
I
some
definitely
Brooklyn
definitely
Dodgers
think
and
right.
there's a difference, but LA Dodgers, hell no.
Right. And but the reason why, and not just because I'm being a homer here, San Diego dominated game 2, beat them 10-2. Now game 1. I don't know why we pitched to Otani. I really don't know why we did that. If there's an open base, I'm walking him every time. Somebody else gonna beat me on that team. If Muncy hits a home run, Betts hits a home run, Freeman, whatever their lineup is, somebody else beat me. You tip your hat to them and say, "Hey, okay, it is what it is." But you can't let Otani hit home
No,
run. You can't
no.
do that. I mean, he's the best. He's been the best player all series long. And game 1 really failed us because we pitched to him and he hit a 3-run homer. We
Yeah,
was up
and that was
3-0.
and that was a beautiful home run too. I was like, what? Of course, Shohei would tie the game.
Of course he would because we're dumb enough to pitch to his ass, which makes no sense. And we went up. We took the lead again, 5-3. Took the lead again. What happens? Dodgers came back late. They win 7-5. We win 10-2. So we've scored 15 runs, average of 7.5 runs per game. We've proven we can hit this Dodger baseball team. I say we feel that we can close them out at Petco Park and
I hope so. I hope
head
so.
back to the NLCS. We would love to see the Mets. We would love to see
Oh man,
y'all.
that would be amazing. I don't hate the Padres. I have no hate towards them.
And listen, Lindor is one of my favorite players in MLB. He's definitely an MVP candidate.
I agree.
Some people told me that he wasn't. I was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? That makes
No,
no
he
sense.
is. I think which is unfortunate if Shohei hadn't had such a good season, because like let's be honest, like Shohei's gonna win it for now, in
Yep.
my opinion. But
Hmm.
had he not had such a good season, for sure Francisco would win that.
Oh, no question. You got to give it to a man that has 50 stolen bases and 50 home runs. I mean, we haven't seen it.
He's gonna do his thing this season.
So let's get into a little bit of NBA talk because that's probably my favorite sport to talk about. Now, you
Okay.
say Spurs. Now, we all know it's going to be an uphill battle for your Spurs to make the
I don't know.
playoffs.
We're like at least another 5 years in the dark ages. Like we suck for a while.
But Wemby is great. I'm actually considering going to the Spurs Lakers game in San Antonio because I
Oh,
love
nice.
my Lakers. I love it. That's in November. That's going to be next month. And but I want to talk some NBA storylines. What do you think that there's some storylines that we should pay attention to this season?
For sure, Bronny. Bronny, to see how how he develops with obviously playing with his father, which is wild that we're getting to witness that in this lifetime. Trying to think any other storylines. Not to talk too much about the home team, but like how Cat fits in with the Knicks, how that
Sure,
actually works out.
sure.
Um, I'm trying to think what else. Like maybe Father Time taking on Jimmy Butler. He
Yeah,
showed up.
you ain't lying.
Yeah, he actually, it was one of the first times that he hasn't had like a wild media day. Remember, like the past few media days, he's been not acting a fool, but in the sense of that neighborhood. He was pretty much like a lot of people saying like he was on his best behavior because I guess like, I think he's on the final year of his contract, so he's trying to like probably let me show off.
Yeah.
Um, I want to see. I'm curious to see like how good the Celtics would be this season, but I really hope that they don't repeat. I hate when teams repeat. I'm not a fan of it. I hate
Wow. Why? Why is that?
let somebody else win. I'm teams. I'm a big underdog fan. It's a problem.
I got you. I got you. No, that's totally fine. Celtics repeating is definitely a storyline. I know some of the storylines that I like to see is how is Clay going to be in Dallas with Luka and Kyrie. That's going to
Yeah.
be interesting to see. And how that reaction. That's going to be an emotional game when he goes back to that Bay Area. It's going to be so emotional for him to play against those Warrior teams for
Yeah.
sure.
And the fans are gonna show up and show him love for sure.
Absolutely, no question. I think another storyline, at least for me, is definitely going to be what is DeMar Rosen going to do for the Kings?
Yeah.
How is he going to improve that Kings team already there with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis? What is the new look Clippers going to look like without Paul George and just
Yeah.
Kawhi? That's going to be interesting. We talk about the Sixers. You just said you hate Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, that is going to be a new kind of rivalry there. Those Knicks and
Yeah.
Sixer games are going to be in crazy.
They sure will. I agree.
No, no question about that. I love that. Me personally, though, I think that the Lakers are probably going to make the play-in. The Spurs, I don't think y'all 5 years off. I don't think y'all far off from what you think. To be honest with you, I think y'all might be 12 out of 15 because I can't see y'all being the worst team. As long as you have Wembyamba, you not going. I don't think you're gonna be the worst team. Chris Paul, yeah, he's a little long in the tooth. I
Yeah.
don't know what.
Yeah. I feel like now he's the new veteran that we're bouncing around. Like it was first with Vince Carter, now we're bouncing him around the league.
Absolutely. What do you think about Harrison Barnes being on your team now?
I'm curious to see how that's gonna the chemistry for sure. But
Yeah,
I'll wait till I don't really pay attention too much to preseason. If I'm honest with you, I'll pay attention to the opening game. I'm sorry, opening night.
I feel you on that. Now let's switch over to NFL. What team are you? What team do you
I'm,
root for?
I'm a big Giants fan, and same thing with the Giants. We're headed for some dark ages because as long as we still have Daniel Jones as a quarterback, we're not going nowhere.
Everybody keeps shitting on Daniel Jones, man. Y'all got to leave that man alone.
But he is, he's trash. And it's tough because like but it's funny because like I definitely empathize with the memes where it's like here I am complaining from the couch, but let you know, go and try to do his job. I wouldn't be able to do
Look,
that.
look, I'm gonna tell you something about the Giants. It was an impressive win versus Seattle. Don't get me wrong.
Happy that they won. Surprised.
The, right, and listen, they scored 29 points, which is the most points they scored all season long. Thank the heavens, they have a pulse. And they did it without Malik Neighbors, which is one of their best
Yeah.
players on the team. That was interesting for them to do it. However, do you give your Giants a chance to make the postseason this year in the NFC? The NFC is pretty weak this year.
I want to say no. I don't see them going towards it. The Eagles still look good. Eagles are still strong.
The
Man,
Eagles. You said the Eagles look good.
to me, they've been good. They've been better than us for a few seasons now. It's unfortunate.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, they're better than us. Yeah, but right now, no, they suck. NFC East is always like the weakest in my opinion. Same thing with NL East. My God, in baseball, it's they. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's always a rivalry of who sucks the most.
Well, the Mets gonna be there for a minute. They just gotta get the pitching right. But they went on a real hot streak, and they got some good hitters on their team, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, but I was watching the game last night, and I'm like, damn, their Chiefs really just went up 5-0. I'm like, God, that's another one. Please don't let them win again. Like somebody else got to win. Like, I do not. This dynasty talk really annoys me.
You know what? I have the Ravens, dethroning the Chiefs. I definitely think they can do it.
So, and that was a great game with the Ravens on Sunday. My God.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, you saw that with the Cincinnati. Yeah, absolutely. I feel bad for Joe Burrow. I really do. And you guys are actually about to see him. You guys are actually about to see him on Sunday night.
Yep.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Joe because I don't know what more he can do. And people are blaming him for the losses. I'm like, bruh, do you know how many teams would take Joe Burrow as their quarterback?
Please come to the Giants. Daniel Jones, he looks lost out there, but God.
How did you feel about Saquon leaving and going to the Philadelphia Eagles?
That's what's funny because like I can't get too mad at him because ultimately you play to win, right? And also he's not his efforts weren't being recognized, and the team they just let him go because they really didn't value him and care about him. So you know what? Go get recognized in another city. I can't even get mad at him for that.
I feel you on that. Now, mind you, they show videos of people booing Daniel Jones as he was walking into the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are ruthless out there.
No, we really are. It's a problem. Like playing in the city, man, you gotta have some thick skin and
well, listen, they
deaf.
paid him $160 million.
Mm-hmm.
When they gave him that contract, what was the first thought that was going through your mind?
I definitely wondered how good of an agent he has because this guy was able to convince the team to give him that. Like, can this agent sit by my side when I want to finance another car, when I want to buy a house? Like, you know, let's negotiate the terms because it's almost like are you guys not watching the same games that everybody else is?
Right.
I don't understand. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
I feel that. I do. And listen, I feel the angst in your voice as a Giants fan. I really do. I'm hoping that Sunday night goes very good for y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you because I always keep it a buck. That's 4 quarters, 10 dimes, and 20 nickels. I'm always gonna keep it out. I don't think the shit gonna end well with y'all Sunday night. I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase gonna have a field day running against y'all. No doubt.
I agree.
Okay. Now we have came to the part of the show where now it is the interactive game that I like to play this or that, which means I throw 2 things at you and you get to choose this or that. Are you with me?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Which chicken place would you choose? Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes.
That's what I'm talking about, girl. I knew we could be friends. I knew we could be friends, girl. I knew it. Okay, we off to a good start. Chicken wing flavors, barbecue or lemon pepper?
Can I choose both?
I mean, you could, but which one is 51 and which one's 49?
Damn. Barbecue. But
Okay. Now, do you like your wings wet or dry?
honestly, I can go for both. That's what I'm saying.
I like your damn brain. I like the way you think. Just both. BOFF. Both. I
Both.
like that.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, do you like um bone in or boneless?
Oh no, boneless is a tender. It's a chicken nugget. Win with the bone in.
Do you know how many people have said this on this damn platform that that is a chicken nugget? Like, hold on now. Listen, I'm both with that too. I love to get messy. Okay, I love to get messy. I want the meat off the bone, but don't act like y'all don't like more meat now. Don't act like y'all don't like more meat.
I just feel like it's more breaded chicken than anything.
Okay, okay,
It's
I
not really
respect that
it's not
opinion.
really chicken at this point. I'm like, oh man, like it's just so much breading than
I
actual.
understand, but if they slid you some honey barbecue and some lemon pepper breaded chicken wings, you telling me you ain't gonna eat it?
Oh, for sure. It was
Oh,
free. Why not?
you had to throw that caveat in, talking about if it's free. Yeah, I like that. Okay,
Free
I got
night. You know, we're former college students of America. We know free all too well.
you. You ain't hey, you ain't
Hell
said nothing
yeah.
but a word on that. You ain't said nothing but a word on that. I'm with you on that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. These next four have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Which concert would you rather go to? Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Oh, Kendrick Lamar. I can't stand Drake.
Damn, you said you can't stand him?
No, I never liked his music.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Here we go. Which concert would you rather go to? J. Cole or Big Sean?
J. Cole.
Okay, I like that. That's decisive. Which concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Nas or Lil Wayne?
Oh, Nas again.
Okay, okay,
I'm
pretty
still
decisive.
waiting for late.
You said what?
I said Little Wayne might show up late.
You ain't lying about that. He might pull a no show like Kanye. That's why I haven't said Kanye's name either. So you good? You right about that. Here's an R&B one. Which concert would you rather go to, Monica or Brandy?
Monica. Yeah,
Oh,
Monica.
you are in the you definitely in the
I was like,
minority
Monica.
on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Monica
just one of them days.
it's just Monica's so timeless. I don't know. She's in my opinion, she's underrated.
Oh, no question, no question. She is. Their new song that they did. Did you hear the remix they did with Ariana Grande? The Boy Is Mine.
Yes.
I like that. I
It
like
was
that remix.
a really good song.
That's a bop right there. That slaps. I like
Mhm.
that. Okay, here we go. Which sport would you rather play, badminton or bowling?
Bowling.
Are you a good bowler, Eric?
Nope, I avoid bowling just because of it's gonna break my nails. But I'm not crazy about Batman either. But if I gotta choose one, I guess bowling. And I'll do it like the old ladies do, underleg.
Oh my gosh, that is definitely a first on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I ain't bowling because we might break a nail. I feel you on that. Listen, hey, no judgment here. Put them hands under the ball and throw that
Exactly.
thing. I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch college football or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay. Do you like desserts?
Yeah. I have a sweet tooth.
Okay. Oh, me too, no doubt. Four categories. I'm going to throw them out at you. You got to get rid of one of these. You'll never eat again. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. First one is ice cream. Second one is candy. Third one is cake. Fourth one is cookies. Which one are you getting rid of?
Candy.
I knew we could be best friends. I knew it. I knew it, girl. You hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. Listen, I can't get rid of the other three. I'm a red velvet cake connoisseur. That's my favorite cake. I don't know about you and ice cream, but I'm cookies and cream. That Breyers Oreo cookies and cream or chocolate chip cookie though is something serious. And how can you get rid of cookies? Cookies
I
is a
agree.
classic.
Hmm.
So, what's your favorite ice cream?
You know what's funny? I am currently looking into a new flavor because I thought it was chocolate chip cookie dough, but I think I had that too much during pregnancy that I'm over it. I'm like, yeah, this isn't really to my horn anymore. So I'm trying to see like what's new. I even tried. I remember at Carvel they let you have samples, so I was like, let me see what pistachio tastes like. And I'm like, why would anyone make pistachio ice cream? But there are people out there that like it. Not my cup of tea.
No, I'm allergic to nuts. So unless you want me looking like Hitch, I can't eat no pistachio, almonds, or nothing like that. No.
Damn, I'm so
Uh,
sorry.
yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I know. I learned the hard way on that one. But
I
yes,
imagine,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, no nuts on that. Do you like potato chips?
I do.
Okay, so this is the same format. I'm gonna throw four brands at you, and you have to get rid of one of these brands. One of the brands is not Cheetos. Okay, so here we go. Ruffles is the first one. Doritos is the second one. Lay's is the third one. Pringles is the fourth one. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Lays. Yeah, lays.
Yep, yep, it's proven. We are definitely besties. And let me tell you this. Let me ask you this, because most people that say Lay's, let me see if you follow that trend. Are you a salt and vinegar person?
No.
Yep, got you. So the reason why I ask that question is most people that I ask that on this platform about, they're salt and vinegar people that they love Lay's. They'll say like Doritos, they'll say other chips. But anybody that says Lay's doesn't like salt and vinegar chips.
No, some vinegar it smells like ass. It's bad smell. Like I don't understand how people eat that, but to each their own.
It's the second worst chip ever made, Erica. The second worst chip ever made. And people's like, well, what's the first chip? Funyuns.
Yeah, Funyuns are pretty gross. Yeah, but people love them. I've seen them.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
Hell
true.
no. Don't get by me. Don't get by me talking after eating some Funyuns. You better pop some Tic Tacs or something in your mouth.
Hmm.
That's for real, for real.
Hmm.
You did pretty good on this or that. Did pretty good. I want to
Awesome.
know top three stories that you have covered that's had an impact on you, or some of your favorite stories that you've covered. Give me three of
Yeah, for sure. I feel like covering the 75th year anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier,
them.
I was able
Ooh,
to interview Ken Griffey on the spot and ask him about LeBron and Bronny. And that was a spur of the moment, which I'm really grateful that I came prepared. I didn't expect to talk to him, but I could walk away with that interview saying that that's mine, that's my baby. No one could ever take that away from me.
sure.
Um, I would say another interview with we were working on Hispanic Heritage Month content at the Zone, and I got a chance to interview Oscar de la Hoya.
Mm,
Pretty much, and it was tough because yes, we see what people talk about him. Yes, he's had a tough past, but he allowed me to ask him about his mom, and I don't know if you know too much about him, but he lost his mom right before his Olympic start. I'm
yeah,
sorry, his Olympic journey. So, he was a kid, he was a baby when he lost his mom. So it's like I always think about it like I attribute a lot of his demons maybe leading to that because you couldn't have like a good parental figure. Yeah, you can lean sometimes on your father, but maybe your mother's really your backbone. And I think that's what kind of like maybe like derailed him later in life, not having like a mother present. So he allowed me to talk to him about his mom, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, let's talk about it." That would be number two.
it's
And
pretty awesome.
yeah, no, it was really memorable because I'm just like, wow, he's letting me talk a bit because basically it's like we're always talking to athletes about their dead parents. And people are always like, oh man, can we choose another angle? But it was specifically talking about breast cancer awareness. So I mean, you kind
Okay,
of have to talk to his about his mom because she died of cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Um, I would say then the third memorable interview, hmm, I would say not even an interview, more like an opportunity. I was able to finally get into a chance to cover baseball while I was at Sporting News. I got a chance to cover the ALCS games 3 and 4 at Yankee Stadium, and obviously they didn't go anywhere because Houston beat them. But this was
Yeah.
2022. It was such a fun time. It was finally great to be able to say I got credentialed finally by MLB.
Speaking of that, how cool would it be for you to cover the Mets in the World Series? If you, I don't know if you've done that or not, but how cool would that be?
No, I haven't gotten a chance to do that. In 2015, I remember it was still too early in the start of my career.
Yeah,
But my God, it'd be so great to be there right now in this atmosphere. I would love it. But it'll happen again soon in the future.
absolutely. You gotta manifest it, right?
Exactly.
Um,
Our
I'm
manifestation is real.
no doubt, no doubt, and that's a great segue because now we talked about the top three stories, which is great. Just want to reiterate one of the stories, which I thought was truly awesome when you're talking to Ken Griffey. Just to put a little context on that, so Ken Griffey's father and Ken Griffey Jr. played on the same team at the same time, and that's why you kind of talk to him about Bronny and LeBron because they're now playing together as father and son duo at the same time on the same team. So I thought that was amazing. Um, I want a top four now. Top four events that you would like to cover as a bucket list. Like for me, number one is obviously the Olympics. Olympics coming here to my pretty much my hometown state in California in 28. That would be amazing to cover that. I want to cover an NBA Finals. That would be amazing as well. I want to cover a World Series. Hopefully, my Padres will be in
Yeah.
that World Series. That would be amazing. And I also want to cover a national championship. And that could be basketball or football. But those four would be something that comes close to my mind. With the Super Bowl being honorable mention. Super Bowl honorable mention. So, what is the top four events for you that you would like to cover in your journalistic career?
For sure. I would say definitely a Mets World Series would be bomb. Would be amazing to be a part of that. World Series win would be even better because I feel like everyone like there's no way no journalists are not going to cheer that on it. I mean, there's no cheering in the press box, but I think the rules are being thrown out that day. I'm trying to think. Definitely an NBA final for sure as well.
Mm,
Followed by the Olympics. I feel like the Olympics would be really dope, and then fourth would be the World Cup.
that would be nice too. They're coming here in 26. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. No doubt. That would be amazing. Amazing to cover the World Cup like that. What is
Mm-hmm.
some advice, Erica, that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to? Like we talked about you giving advice to individuals, but what is some advice someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
I'll be honest, there wasn't a lot of opportunity for anybody to give me advice, and that's okay. Because I always say, like, yo, my DMs and email is open. If you ever have any questions, for sure, message me. And there's no animosity towards it because I feel like we were all kind of trying to figure it out, like at the rise of because I remember I started my career right when like everyone was kind of getting on Twitter. So I'm like, there's probably an opportunity there, and thankfully there was. But nowadays, it's like it's very rare that that's going to happen. If anything, it's more like podcasts and video streaming. That's how people are getting discovered, so to speak. Um, but I would say, the good piece of advice that I always give out people is people are always going to mock you and thinking that you can make money out of this field, but you really can. There's a lot of money out there, and don't get discouraged with how things are looking like with the amount of layoffs that are happening every day.
Yep,
Just try to, you know, tunnel vision, keep looking forward, don't look to the sides.
I like that. Keep your head down, keep focusing.
Mm,
Layoffs happen. Control the controllable, right?
exactly.
You can't really control things that's out of your control, but you can control the controllables, and that's
Hmm.
basically controlling your hard work and what you do on a day to day basis. If you wasn't a I want to know what career path would you have chosen and why?
Yeah, I always thought I'd be like a great Queen's DA. And
Hmm.
I thought I wanted to be a judge. And then I realized, but I gotta go to law school and then I gotta do all this. Nah, I'm not doing all that. No, no. I'm not going to law school. That's
Oh,
another
you said hell
experience. I've
no.
been doing for years. I'm good. I don't want to owe anything to nobody.
I feel that. You said the Queen DA. I like that. And then you was
Yeah.
like, no to the school. I'm with you on that.
I feel like, I'm a product of my environment. I would have been able to like to make some change. The courthouses aren't too far from here, and there's always some drama that's going off, and I'm like, we always see who keeps winning, and then people that are unfairly in jail, and then versus people that are like, for example, like there's a new crazy the bail laws here. It's like it's unfortunate, but it's benefiting criminals more than it is like our citizens. So stuff like
Mm.
that you think about these days. But yeah, I feel like that probably would have been the route, but then law school was like, no, I'm not going.
I feel you on that. I would prefer theater.
Oh
Theater
no.
myself. I'm a huge musical buff. I love musicals, love plays.
Mhm.
So I just like to be on stage and be able to do something different.
Oh, nice.
You said what?
I said, oh, nice.
Yeah, so absolutely, absolutely. It's something I love to do. We're coming up on the end. Rapid fire questions I got for you. First thing that comes to your mind, you go ahead and set it off. All right. So here we go. Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Pork chops or ribs?
Ribs.
Favorite restaurant?
Favorite chain restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say right now, Sonic.
All right. Fun fact: I never had Sonic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, never had. But I heard they slushies are very good.
I haven't had their slushes because I'm scared of like the sugar in them, so I stay away.
Say less. Okay. Well, you got to give me a recommendation on what I should try as their food when I come down there. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Here we go. If you had three songs that you would never get tired of listening to, so you hit repeat on them, what would those songs be?
Um, hmm. There's a couple of songs by Drew Hill for sure. Uh,
Okay.
that's
Is
one.
one of them called "We Not Making Love No More"?
No, it's no, that's such a typical song, but I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But Drew Hill for sure. I feel like I don't
Okay.
skip anything Drew Hill. Nothing Nas, of course. Um, I'm trying to think who's the third one that I would always listen to. Honestly, whenever this song with it ain't about the money. I think it's with Ti, and I forget who's fish. Is it
Oh, it's
20?
Young Thug. Young
Yeah,
Thug.
yes, Young Thug. I was like, who's the artist? I forget, but I love that song. So every time it comes on, there's no way I'm not listening. Oh, and um, damn, I'm spacing out. Major mom brain right now, so you're kind of putting me on blast. But three songs I can think about it right now.
It's okay. That's three. You gave me three of them. I appreciate that. Favorite alcoholic drink?
I would say whiskey ginger ale.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Favorite board game?
If I'm honest with you, I'm not really into board games.
Okay. Favorite card game?
Favorite card game? I don't really have any, honestly. I don't really, unfortunately, never really played any card games growing up. I just saw just more a lot of soap operas growing up in Spanish.
Okay, so you about the novellas is what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Okay, got you. Talk to me now about your Curls and Sports podcast. I saw that on YouTube, and I want to know. I want to know more about it. Like, what kind of things do you like to talk about? How often do you do the podcast? How did you come up with it?
I'm trying to get back on it. I haven't done the podcast in a couple years. I came up with it. It was right around the pandemic. I just want to get back into it just for more of just to show that there's a lot more work being out there. Even though I unfortunately am laid off. Try to just stay active in the field.
I feel that. I feel that. I like that. Is there anything else, Erica, that you would like to add about yourself, about this industry, before we conclude? This has been a pretty dope conversation. I like this.
Oh, of course. No, nothing else. I feel like we kind of covered a lot of it, but I feel like it's ever changing.
It is. It is definitely ever changing. And listen, you're gonna be bouncing around somewhere. I'm definitely gonna see you at some kind of event, some kind of
Hmm.
network, or some kind of field. Yeah, I know you're gonna get a job soon. But for right now, I do appreciate you hopping on my podcast, sharing me your story, telling me about yourself. Continue doing great things, and we will definitely be in touch. I really do appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
You too. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
No doubt. Take care now.
Take care. Bye.